My one-night stand wants to use my daughter as therapy for his wife. The thing that infuriates me the most is the audacity of his wife, calling herself the mother of my child right in front of me. I'm going to preface this by saying my 6-year-old daughter's father, Jeff, has never been my romantic partner. We had a one-night stand, and I don't like people calling him my ex, as it implies some kind of emotional attachment. When I told him I was pregnant, he wanted me to terminate the pregnancy, but I decided to raise my child alone. I had enough money to support us without child support, so I went ahead on my own. For the entire pregnancy and the first 4 years of our daughter's life, Jeff was not involved. On my mother's recommendation, I did send him pictures and invited him to special events, but he always replied that he had no interest in my daughter. 2 years ago, he reappeared and began demanding parental rights. When I didn't comply, he sued, and the court denied him parental rights. He was given the offer to pay child support and then revisit the issue of rights, but he refused. He has more money than I do, but he still refused. Despite this, I offered to let him see our daughter in a casual manner, with the agreement that anything legal, medical, or educational would not involve him. He pushed the boundaries, and we had a falling out. After that, we didn't hear from him for almost 6 weeks until he called to ask if we could meet for Christmas. After much discussion, I agreed to bring my daughter over on the condition that her godparents could come. So, we went over for Christmas dinner, and I discovered that Jeff is married and had never told his family about our daughter. It was incredibly uncomfortable. His wife kept calling my daughter by the wrong name, and she was very physical, trying to pick up my daughter or parent her. I had to keep intervening. I reached my limit when my daughter said she needed the bathroom and Jeff's wife responded, "Oh, Gabby, you need to use the potty? Let mommy change you." My daughter hasn't worn diapers in a while and is perfectly capable of going to the bathroom on her own. I immediately told Jeff's wife to stay away from my daughter and that we were leaving. She started wailing that I was kidnapping her baby girl and tried to lunge at me. Her in-laws got in the middle, consoling her and saying that we weren't leaving. At that point, I glared at Jeff and told him he better explain, or I would call the police. He asked to speak in private, suggesting I leave my daughter with his parents. No way that would happen. My daughter's godparents took her with them while I spoke to Jeff outside. He explained that he and his wife had recently lost a daughter. It was a sudden tragedy, and I can only imagine the psychological toll it took on his wife. Apparently, he had the brilliant idea that having our daughter pass as their lost child would help his wife. Without telling me. That's why he wanted visitations and parental rights. He pleaded for me to leave my daughter with him for a little bit. I asked him what his plan was when his wife heals. His response was disgusting. "Well, I'll just send Katie back to you, and it will be just like before." I told him he was insane if he thought I would let him use my daughter like that. What his wife needs is professional therapy, not feeding her delusions. And I would not let that woman within miles of my daughter. He told me I was being cruel and didn't know the pain of losing a child. I agreed but reminded Jeff that my priority is my child. Their grief has nothing to do with us. I also told him to call his lawyer because I was making sure he never had contact with my child again. So that's what I'm bracing for. He's been blasting my phone since Christmas, but I can easily ignore him. My daughter and I are taking a small vacation. This isn't an update, just something I feel needs to be said. My daughter is set for life monetarily. She has a trust, and I make really good money in my position. If she were 18 right now, I could put her through college without a loan. She doesn't need child support for her quality of life. If I could get child support and never worry about her father trying something, I would sue him in a heartbeat. But after talking to a lawyer and realizing the risk, I've decided that child support or possible inheritance is not worth my child's safety. Her safety is always first. It's 2024. Hey everyone. Happy New Year. This isn't so much a real update as just letting people know we are home and safe. My daughter is spending the rest of her vacation with her godparents on another trip while I work on things. Moving might be something I'll consider, though it's a long-term plan. I won't share too many details about what my lawyer is doing, but we are absolutely going to push for a restraining order. I might not post for some time until things settle. I appreciate all the support and good advice. I'm taking a lot of it into account as I plan how to move forward. That's end the story, but what are your thoughts about my one-night stands family drama? Please write in the comments section.